Trami, when you are the type of person who is inherently sensitive, depending on the type of environment you are in, it is either conducive to not only note these differences that you are picking up in the energy or in the frequency or the undercurrents within that environment, to not only pick them up and be quiet about them, or in some instances, speak about them. What I have learned about sensitivity is that it requires wisdom. And in wisdom, there is discernment. And in discernment, there's timing. And in timing, there's tone. In tone, there's appropriateness. There's just a whole slew of things that follow as a manner of approach that is conducive. But what I have noted is not only needing the wisdom to move within these environments, but also having the courage to do so. Sensitivity is a gift and it needs to be treated as such, but it is not always given the respect that it deserves, depending on the environment in which you find yourself in. Sometimes, in fact, most times, when you are sensitive, you are faced with dealing with, possibly rejection. If you mention the sensitivities that you're picking up energetically in the frequency of the environment that you're in. I want to encourage you today to not recoil or withdraw your essence or your sensitivity from that environment simply because it is not met with the appreciation and the respect that it deserves. Sensitivity is actually a sign of deep intelligence. And I think, depending on the environment that you're in, the sensitivities that you are picking up have been picked up before. Chances are the people that you're mentioning these sensitivities to have also picked them up, and they faced rejection when they brought them up. And as a result, they're rejecting you as well because of the rejection that they received because of their sensitivity within that environment as well. Sensitivity coupled with sensibility is being brave enough to face what is hidden beneath the surface by forming the version of you that will not recoil from the truth and that will not harden itself from the truth of what is lying beneath the surface of certain environments. But you need to also accept the framework of that environment and the structures that prevail within that environment that uphold and anchor its structures. And if sensitivity is not a structure that is applauded or is seen as sensible within that environment, know how to move accordingly. And often in environments where your sensitivity is not appreciated, one tends to hide and withdraw. And in so doing, the version of yourself that does show up visibly is the one that is putting on a mask. It's the one that is hiding their essence and essentially performing a role within this environment. And you perform this role because you do not have the tools to show up visibly and with courage and in alignment with your true essence, because essentially your true essence, which at its core is your sensitivity rather, was rejected within that same environment. But your essence will gnaw at you until eventually your mask slips, or in some cases, your masks slip and begin to reveal the truth of who you are, which is wounded. But what many fail to see as an opportunity to delve into their true essence, this becomes an excuse to not delve into their essence. Instead, they harden themselves even further because the truth of their essence, of their core, triggers the wounds that have been left festering all these years. But who are you without all your masks? Certainly not what society and culture have told you you could be. Who will love and accept you without your masks? The answer that you will accept you and will love you for who you truly are should be enough. And if anybody else who is in alignment with their own core essence and their true worth and value wants to come along for the ride, and has the autonomous and empowered decision-making power to do so from their own capacity because they face their own shadows and face their own wounds and triggers, then let them come along for the ride as well. But your sensitivity is a gift. It is not something that should leave you wounded. And if it does, then be sensible enough to note that sensitivity is a gift and use it appropriately in accordance with only displaying your true value and essence and worth within environments that celebrate that and that respect that, and not the ones that cause you to recoil and withdraw within yourself by dimming your light and not use your gift in ways that celebrate the core essence of who you are.